Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, we'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 212th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be host today, along with Mark and Elias. And I think we're ready to start today's workshop. So let me get the presentation ready. And I think we're ready for the members of the Universal Council to begin.
Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you so much for your wonderful words of kindness always. And this is Shweta Anwar, UC Hindi language. And these are the words I want to say to you, beautiful souls. Welcome, Suswagatam. Welcome to the beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. Welcome to the beautiful energy of the knowledge seekers all over the world of Keshe Foundation. Welcome to the Universal Council, energy of the Universal Council. Welcome, welcome to One Planet, One Race, One Nation for Justice and World Peace, my beautiful souls. So here some words I want to say, few words about, as Moshfek has started this presentation of how we are universal in connection to the universal community in the dynamic fields. And this is the moment, and this is the, well, we can say in physicality, time intense to understand the connection of each other. As Creator has made all of us in His image. So this is we and you and me and all of us. We have to understand each other in the language universal. So this is the universal connection that we are all part of each other. Even standing with courage to receive the pain of others, to able to deplete that. That is the way we work as humanity as a whole in collective. We were never separated. So this is the beauty of the Creator. He created us in His image all the way. Wherever you are with me. Wherever you are, I am with you. This works like this, you know. There is even no bridge if you say that. The universe collection is like that, you know. Soul by soul, the soul travels with each other. Our soul is a universal traveler, and it always travels with your soul. All of us are traveling with each other, and in a way, well, we can say we are lovers, loving each other always, sharing, interdependent, like the beauty and magic of the geometry that is the flower of life. So I will say, starting with this, it is the opening of our heart and soul. That is the key. If we open our heart and soul for each other, we will understand the whole transition, transmutation, transformation, and the travel in space with healthy, wealthy, with all the knowledge and wisdom, of course, with all the morals, courage, and ethos. So these are the beautiful words I want to say. Through the beauty of the soul of diversity of the languages spoken on planet Earth, our all souls are as equal and all are as creators as they are created in the image of the Creator. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute, my dear ones. This is the opening time. This is, as we can say, that there's a saying in India, we say in Hindi, let's lost ourselves in the stars. There are stargates open. Let's lost. Well, we will say a moment or a time being or forever, kind of that, It is true. We have to go to the stars, lost in the stars. So we are all the stars, if you say, in the galaxy. We have to lost within each other in love so that we can understand the creation. We have already created this crystalline dome of peace. So I will say, well, we are becoming, because of this knowledge of the universal creator and dynamic fields and the knowledge that is given by my Messiah, Shriman MT Keshe, Shri Shri Mahdi, we attained, I will not say attained, we understood the level of understanding to how to we share this love, how to receive the pain of others to deplete and never to come back again. And then this is happening now. That is it. What we say is already happened and is happening. Thank you so much. Thank you. Marjorie, can we go to the next slide, please? Yes, this is the 5 minutes silent, 5 minutes of silence for the souls of the 5+1 peace negotiators and souls of the IAEA and all souls working for peace in Vienna, and for the souls of world leaders and religious leaders of planet Earth, and even all souls of planet Earth, life and living of planet Earth. And I will also add, as our Universal Council, dear Dean has in his beautiful words said that the intensity is there and we are together more and more. But ever than it was ever than anymore, that we are together in this enhancement, in the soul connection, and we know those energy, those who not serve us anymore in the peace negotiations that is going on and that has been there always for humanity, shouldn't be existed anymore. And for me, I deplete them all. Thank you. And our silence of this beauty and totality starts from now. Thank you so much. Thank you, my beautiful souls, for participating, sharing it with each other, heart to heart, soul to soul. Thank you very much. And salam, namaste, salute. Rick, can we go to the next slide? Yes, this is the presentation of Stefania. Stefania, are you here? Hello? Stefania?
Hello.
Oh,
Good
yeah,
evening.
thank you.
Yeah. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Nice to be here. Yes, this is our slides, our slide. Yeah, as you can see, is the three centers that will be open. One in Linz, and one in Arizona, and one in Tehran. So one in Austria, one in Iran, and one in America. And this was a consequences of a very good result from the Vienna talk. Mr. Keshe asked us to give a support at the soul level, and he would work at the physical level. And we see the result now in the screen. So we have to continue this type of work where we connect in at the soul level to support what's happening in the planet today. This is something we can do. We can do, all of us. It's the way also that the soul works. So it's a way to introduce the new plasma era. Especially today, that it's very difficult to know what is right and wrong, and or to get any information, and to know if any information is true or false. There is a lot of confusion, and everything is upside down. So in this moment of where no one knows what is right and what is wrong, it's time to get together. It's kind of a great condition to be united. And the one way to be united, it's as we done just now, to connect. And this is our strength. This is what we can do. So we have to always focus what we can do. As a knowledge seeker, we have the responsibility of learn deeper as much as we can, the best we can, this knowledge, and spread it as fast as we can to as many people we can. And that is one way of working. And then as we learn about the soul that is inside us, and as we learn the power that we have inside us, also we start to use this tool that in the moment of need, you know. So we have to connect at the soul level and see if we can reach the 24/7. So not just 5 minutes once a week, but really we are so many of us and from all over the world that we can do this 24/7 and really create condition for a new beginning. So create a condition of a new start. Yes, so more than ever, we have to use all the tools we have. So, so we learn how to do the ganses, and we can spread. No point to keep it at home. No point to keep it at home, the guns. So we make them, and we spread them around. We will give away to friends, family, to anyone is in need, and we teach them how to use them, how to make more ganses, how to make more plasma, and we just spread around the environment. So like, you know, with intention to change the environment, We know now that the plasma can clean the environment. So that is something we can do. We can do again, all of us. Most of us knows how to do the cup 1, cup 2. It costs very little to do it, and we have to just do them, make the plasma, and just spread it around so we can change the environment. And that is, if we spread the environment and we connect at the soul level and we teach freely, this is a lot. It's already a lot that we can do, all of us together, to give support in this transition. So we can give support to everyone who's suffering. We can make a change. We can make a change. That is where I personally, this is my opinion, where we should focus. That is where our priority, where we should focus, and focus on the things we can do. And if my hope is to do like what happened. I always remember that testimonial, like the one in the prison, where they had the magraph around the prison, and we changed the behavior of the prisoner and the people inside the prison, maybe even the people who were running the prison. So we can do the same. What happened in the micro, we learn now, can be done in the macro. So we can do the same with a politician, with anyone who creating problems, or everyone who is in need, or anyone who is starving, anyone. Our aim is to bring back balance. Our aim is to bring back peace. And we have some tool now. We understand them, how they work day by day, and we have to just use them more and more. Don't stop, just keep going. We are so many of us, so we should do it easily. We should make the impossible become possible. And then we can teach more people. They're doing like a ripple effect. And we are better than, G5 is no problem, because we are at G8, G9, G10, we can do our own, changing our brainwash in a positive way, where we can turn everything to balance. So balance means abundance of everything. It means no suffering, no starving, no wars, no injustice, equality. So this is what we aim. We aim balance of the fields. And naturally, we're learning now, fields going to balance. We're learning now that there is no bad and good, but there is just the stronger give to the weakest. So we just have to think of ourselves like a magnet. And if we can change our position, we have to accommodate, like Mr. Keshe said, we have to learn how to accommodate. So as we spread the plasma, as we learn about the plasma, as we find peace inside us, as we find peace around us, we are big magnets, and all together we can shift all this around. So my suggestion, just keep going. So now we see the 3 center open up soon. So this will give us the opportunity to show to the world what we can do, what can be done, and what can be replicated, and what can we learn, and what we can teach to others. So if we just have to just continuous on being in this mode of giving. And if we can get to unconditional giving, then it's only things we can do. And we're learning. So my suggestion, just to keep going and just keep giving, and things will turn around. Obviously, you cannot steal from yourself. You do your best, and you just don't worry about anything. Worry doesn't take to anything. Worry just make us to complicate more things. So we just focus on the positive and just keep going and see where we're going. So this is just want to share.
Thank you, Stefania.
You want to add?
You want to say something? Okay.
Please, if you want to add anything.
Yes. Thank you, my dear. I want to, as you have said, my dear, your beautiful word that nothing is impossible now. As we experienced it from years, and as a housewife, I made the cup of life. As a mechanic, somebody made McGrath system. Anybody can make that. These are so simple to understand. And then in the dynamic fields, we are only the names. We became the knowledge seekers of the universal knowledge. And this is the beauty of it. You know, this has came, and this is the condition already here. And all the mechanism, I will say, in the physicality, all the dynamics universal is here. And I also say, as a knowledge seeker, that to the world leaders that prepare themselves, they should prepare themselves for this condition. And I hope they understand that they should join the ethical behavior of the universe. Anyhow, they have to. And these systems are coming for those who are in need, and it is intense moment, and these are coming, and this is coming, and it is. So I will say, and they should prepare or whatever level the leader or the religious leaders are. So there is no asking anymore. The universal dynamics are here, and very soon all the enhancement unit, spaceship unit, or you can say the whole oasis will be here, and we all will be carrying it in our hand and in our shoulders in responsibility to take them to the needy ones. This is our services to be done. We are at that service. So I wanted to share this, my dear one, that now all merged into oneness in the one planet, one race, one nation, and the universal way. So congratulations, and I'm sorry, congratulations to all souls, those are in need, as we are all need somehow in the level of understanding. So this is the beauty came, and will be forever. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sweta. I mean, I know that Mr. Keshe was on the North American teaching on Sunday, and he did say that Dana talk need more support. The 5+3 are in a delicate situation now, so they need our full support. So I invite everyone to give support in any way possible we can. And also he was speaking about some delicate situation regarding the nuclear power station. And they will say that you already offer help with the plasma technology in case there is a need to, as is done already in Fukushima. He already gave the support in Fukushima on contain the radiation. So we have the technology to bring solution to problem that the science of today doesn't have solution right now. So, and we know how the soul works. So we should really give our best and really be united as much as we can, so we can change and turn this around. So we can make turn challenging situation into a very good one. So So I really believe that we can make a change. So yeah, so we need to have the support at any possible level. And if there are any scientists or any doctors, please apply at info@keshefoundation.org. We need a getting together. We need all the scientists worldwide get together to study and take deeper the plasma technology, so we can guarantee fantastic future in peace. I just want to add this. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefania, my dear. Beautiful. Rick, can we go to the next slide?
This is Mostek. Before we go to the next slide,
thank you, my dear.
Add a few things. So this is we talked about this in the last meeting. That is the space travel, as we know, is part of this enhancement unit effort. But because of the date, well, not because of the date, the date, the 22/22/2022, that date, there is this access to the universal community. Now, this is in parallel or as a complementary effort to the spaceship, the release of the spaceship technology. Our link with the universal community. So this means something. So how do we go about realizing this link? Realizing means making it as a practical things for, or practical link that has tangible effect. Of course, elevating the soul of the IEA and the governments and everything, all these entities is part of this effort. But do we have more? Do we have more access to the universal understanding through our understanding of plasma science and all the fields that we are becoming aware of, the field of the soul? And this is not just like universal community in the sense of those who are outside the confine of the planet. This includes those who are here. So in a way, we are linking the two worlds. And so how do we access this new understanding and the new knowledge of the universe? How do we interact with them? So it's an interaction. So interaction means we do have things to offer. We do have plasma science to offer beyond some of the understanding of even the universal community, as we understand this science with our own effort. So it's not so much that we learn from them, they too learn from us. And we have other things, it's not just all. I mean, we worry about things that are happening and sort of that appears negative, but we have many qualities in the sense that we have integration of various communities on this planet right now happening, as it evidenced by this very meeting itself. So it's not, as Mr. Keshe said, we are not going there empty-handed. We do have our own contribution to offer. And nobody is lower, nobody is higher. We have different understanding, different areas of universal knowledge. This planetary condition has created certain opportunities, and we are learning to implement these. So this is an exchange process, as we have been doing on this planet by traveling to various countries, having intermarriages, and all sorts of things. So this is the same thing, but the scope is extended. Why is the scope extended? Because we already have a track record of doing it. We go to some of the Easterners go to the West to learn about Western technology. Some Westerners go to the East to, Eastern spirituality and other things, I don't know of. But it's an exchange process that's enriching each community by participating in another community. It's the same thing. Some of us who have done this, we went to an unknown country, unknown culture, unknown food, and, we took the effort to do it. And then we got to know that they're just like us. It's the same story. So we do the universal connection the same way. Yeah, we don't quite know how they are, but we have sufficient preparation to do it. And we sometimes we think about our own enrichment, which is fine and good, but by doing this interaction, we have the plants, the bugs, and the fishes, all of them benefit, because we bring this new interaction into the field. So this is one aspect that's that is an opportunity, and that is for all of us. And this universal connection is for us to explore, us to enrich. If we think, we can't think that, we sit at home and, and do nothing. No, our soul is already engaged in it. We just have to link this to world. And we already know how we are doing it at an individual level, just that we extend the individual level to a more collective level. So, and this collective level, let's focus for the moment. We know that the link is there and we can do it. We are also doing it at the planetary level. So coming back to the planetary level and or the physical level, these spaceship units and the technology that goes with it, this is for us to let others know. Because we, for one reason or another, we connected with it. Now it is our responsibility to take it further. As you know, we wrote the letter to send it to the governments. But now that we know that our capacity is well beyond what you can do with pens and papers and physical meeting, we we means Universal Council, knowledge seekers, Universal Council support members, and whoever is listening to this meeting can let the other souls of every kind, be it animal life form, be it government, be it religious leaders, and we can all let them know that get ready. These enhancement unit, these spaceship units, and the knowledge, even beyond this, the knowledge and of the plasma science that comes with it, and the ethos that is wrapped up with this knowledge is all for them to cherish and spread. And now, some of them are, of course, not used to such action. So at the soul level, they will move away from this course of action. So they will find their own place. It's a plasma positioning, repositioning. They will reposition themselves in the scheme of things. So, we do it for the government. We don't need to send any letters. We can send letter to the monkeys or the fishes. So they all benefit from this knowledge, and are we communicating universal knowledge? Yes. Are we creating a link between them and the universal community? Sure. And the more we do it, the more we know we are doing it. And the other thing that I just talked about, which is it's a two-way communication. Whether it's with the people at the planetary level or with the people of the universal community. It's either way. We are communicating both ways and elevating them. And they, in turn, are participating in our effort as they connect more with us. So there is we have to, of course, some of it is not just limited to the soul level, but also physical implementation. So I know Ketan is here, so I don't know whether you want to talk about this. It's the arranging the meetings with ambassadors. I think it's a good time to talk. I mean, if you're available, because it came up in our meeting, and so I would invite Ketan to speak a little bit about it, and if he is available, of course.
Yeah, we discussed about it yesterday in UC meeting that we should start organizing the conferences. Means it has been discussed that by Mr. Keshe that Universal Council has to start organizing conferences in different nations. So we were discussing about it. Like means if a UC member is from from a nation, then it will be responsibility of the UC members to start organizing the conferences. That is what we were discussing. It will be nice to see how we progress. This Universal Council members as well as Universal other members can also join in this discussion. We should start discussing about it. What do you think, Moshe?
Yeah, I'll add a little bit to you, just to complement what you said, is that this is if we initiate this effort in different parts of the world, then it creates a different effect because it's a global effort, and some will happen faster than others, some will be more, what do you call it, known and all that, as the and it also depends on how this media participate in it. And this is another factor that I want to talk a little bit about, is that as you may have heard Mr. Keshe talking about, making this technology available to the planet. It will take some time, but the time can be shortened if we can engage the media. Now, what does engaging the media means? One is that we can send soul level messages to the media people, and we also do our part of the media work. And this came up a little bit in our KF TV meeting, but we won't go into that. But that's a more of a physical implementation. But it's essentially what that means is that we are think about zero-time communication. So as we raise the field strength, the speed increases at a very, very, very rapidly, at a very rapid pace. So right now, some of us are sick and tired of, some of the things going on. So how do we speed it up? We raise the field strength so that it increases the speed. We can't go too fast because we have some limitation in adjusting ourselves to the changes. So even it might be difficult even for us to cope with it, and let alone others who are not as accustomed, as attuned to the idea of zero-time communication. But nevertheless, as we raise the field strength, we can speed up the process. And perhaps the media, engagement of the media would be a physical manifestation of such an effort. So it is up to us to really, collectively, up to us to make it happen. We can do it at the soul level, and in the end, it has to manifest at the physical level. And so the several things we are talking about, engaging the ambassadors and the media and so forth, are part of these efforts. Yes, some will take a little more effort, or we can say, well, okay, things are happening in Austria, why not here? So any of us make progress, contribute to the whole process. So in any case, we'll talk more about this, but I think we have to think how we engage, and maybe not just in just physical level, and sometimes the desperation we feel, in the sense that why can't we do it faster? That alone is the fuel to elevate the field strength. So that feeling, that emotion that brings us, can raise our field strength. So we have to look at it constructively and creatively at that emotional reaction. So although it may, we don't want to create cancer by, creating this negative, but we can change the field strength in the other direction and affect the course of action, so to speak. Anyway, I think I've talked a lot more than I'm accustomed to, but anybody wants to add to it or anything else, please do so. Thank you.
Is there anybody who wants to say anything? You're welcome. But thank you for your beautiful, kind words, lovely words, dear Moshfik. It is always like that. Thank you, Ketan. And I want to say, in the simple words, as a mother I am, this point of interaction, universal, is that Moshfik has said that has been experienced by us in the planetary level also. We are experiencing always somehow this universal connection, this point of interaction or the vanishing point when the two essence straight in the non-tangible way face each other and say, hey, how are you? You understand me? Like that. Like an instance, somebody is behind me walking and somebody suddenly falls and I hold him or her. And there was an interaction that is created in universal love. And without talking, she smiled and I smiled. And my smile says, are you okay? And the other I hold says, oh, thank you so much. This is the interaction universal. You don't have to talk like the child crying, coming from the school, or some fight with little boys, little girls, come to the mother and just straight hug to the mother, but tight, and just cries. And the mother says, oh, my child, just hugging her. Oh, my child, don't cry. And the structure of light and enlightens more between these two beings, as a child, as a mother, and creating this universal connection, the vanishing point we see, non-tangible, but most active. And the mother, without saying any word, go to the kitchen, have a glass of milk and some biscuit and give that to the child. Say, is that okay? She don't even ask what has been. Just the son cried, just she felt so much love for him or her. This is the point of interaction, universal. We have been doing this so many times, without, I will also say, picking a rose from a garden and go away and the rose somehow will deteriorate. I mean, get deteriorate anytime, but it fragrance will go away. But if you stay in the garden of these roses, there was every time a rose in every of that herb or the plant, and there will be always fragrance, and you just be there. So this is the universal feel with all the roses always. You don't have to pick one and smell and go away. This is the way the universal connection goes on, and this is happening now. So rose for everybody always. Thank you so much. Thank you. And now we can go to the next slide, Madhurik. Yes, this is the Mehran discussion that Stefania will do, and we will add to her. Thank you.
Thank you, Sweta. This is the Mehran. Thank you. So we decided to, the Universal Council and Knowledge Seeker, after last week presentation, they asked us to do a little bit more. So they invited again back Andreas to talk with me more about the Mehran project. That it's, I think it's very important at this present time, because as you know, we are all plasma being. So we are made of plasma, or you can call him light, or it can put different names, but we are all made of plasma. So we need to learn how our body works, and also we need to learn how can we use it, and then how the universe work and the world around us work, how things work in the earth. How come here you have everything you need? You got water, you got sun, you got food, endless supplies, and then you have the universe. So not just the earth, but we can expand our understanding into the galaxy, the universe. So everything works. Everything is a plasma. Everything in the universe is a plasma. So we need to understand what plasma is. Yes, so the Mehran, it was a program where was made around 2016, 2017. And Mr. Keshe wanted to expand the knowledge with taking normal people with no scientist background, just to prove that if these people can do it, everyone can do it. You can do it. Your neighbor can do it. Everyone can do it. You don't need to have any degrees or any school or any diplomas. So he wanted to share the knowledge of what is the soul, where the soul is. So we learned that was for the first time. We learned that is inside the body, and how to locate it, and how to interact with it, and how to use it, with the goal to have what you need at the point of need. So if we can manage all together to learn this knowledge deeply, and sharing knowledge with others, we can have what we need at the point of need. So will not be any more people starving or people suffering or people, you can have paradise on earth. So that's why it's very, very worth it. And it's priceless, because can you imagine that you can have, you can materialize everything? He even said last Sunday on the North American teaching, he said to us, by now, you should already materialize everything you need. So if you need an orange, you should be able to materialize the orange out of the air. So obviously, we're not there yet. That's why we need to study more, take it more deeper, and maybe the people who are forward, they can share knowledge, and then the other one can learn. So we're just gonna share the Mehran experience, because in the Mehran we didn't use any ganses, we didn't use any device, we didn't use any reactor. We could. We had the teacher there. They were happy to show us how make plasma, how make ganses, and how to use a reactor, and how to make a spacecraft, like a reactor, to have a base of a spacecraft. And then we had another room where Mr. Keshe was teaching, with no pencil, no pen, just a whiteboard, where he was writing the knowledge of the universe, and we were just listening and taking the knowledge in. And he was said to us, don't worry, your soul, all this information get downloaded to you, and your soul will understand and will you use it at the point of need. So we want to share that experience, because to me it was priceless, and things happened there, but happen I have to say, happening without, I mean, in my case, without thinking about it. So now if I can put more understanding, so as we share the knowledge, I can learn more, you can learn more, we can all learn more, and we can replicate what happened in the Mehran again and again and again. That will be the goal. So Mr. Keshe, because always said that because your body is a plasma, your plasma body, you are a solid, liquid, and gas. This we know. This the knowledge that we've everyone gathering from school, but there is more than that. So we are also plasma beings. So we have to learn how to use this reactor inside us and to transmute and transform. And he said that you can make a spacecraft, so you can use your own body as a vehicle. So it's a good how you say, the news for who doesn't want to take the driving license. or you didn't take the driving license yet, or you don't need to have a driving license because you can use your body as a vehicle. So this is what we want. We want to be able to be free and independent. And so I don't need a car, I don't need a driving license. And then as you go more deeper into the plasma technology, you realize you need less and less and less, because you learn you can create more and more and more at the point of need. So all this stuff need to be shared. It's really priceless. And see if my intention is see if we can learn from one another, because I'm not really good student. I'm really bad in practical, so I can learn definitely something from you, and I can share my experience that happened in the motion. But we got guests, I think, because luckily you must have heard me speaking about the motion over and over in the past. But we have a guest. We have another motion that was with me in the motion project. I don't know if he's here. Andreas, are you here? I don't know if he's if he can speak. I don't know, Rick, if you can see Andreas.
Hello, Stefania. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Hello.
Do you hear me well?
So, I don't know how to start, Andreas. I don't know if you want to say anything, or we see if anyone's got question, or you can present this beautiful chart that you show us last week in the Brazilian teaching. So what do you think? How are we gonna do this? How are we gonna share this knowledge today?
Well, I prepared something else as well. So I would like to share the screen.
I don't know if Rick can allow you that. Rick, can you allow to Andreas to share the screen?
I need actually the camera system, as I have my
The
iPhone.
camera? Okay, let me get that set up. Okay, I think you'll be able to do that now.
Okay. So first thing, I will start with this. It's a short video that I made. Can you see this thing?
Yes.
Okay, so I just play it without comment. That might give some of you some resemblance. This drop in the middle is the gift of my mother, and that structure that is around this bubble is actually another gift, and it's originated from India. Maybe someone can add to it, because this is a flexible structure that can be adjusted to different shapes and forms.
I think it's a flower of life type structure, and it forms different things such as a sphere or flat structures and various geometric shapes, right?
Exactly. So keep this in mind, that we have that structure around, which might or is actually our body, and we would have the soul inside of it. So the manifestation of whatever shape or form in matter state would be that thing that circles around. We could see that as a chakra or as several chakras. Actually, I don't have any idea what those different colors mean. Maybe someone can add to that.
Andreas, can I
Yes.
see? I think here I have used this as crystal form here we call it Shri Yantra. You know, it looks like that. It looks like a Shri Yantra this is a structure that is used with several beads and colors representing planets and other oracle or energy fields. And well, we can say that now, but these are Sri yantras that are used to clear the aura of the house. Even somebody passing through it, he or she have this aura of peace and fulfillment. So well, I will say in India, these yantras, I will say in English we can call it the mechanism of this mechanics. Still it is a physical form, but it is used as Sri Yantra in festivals, in several worships, and personal. I mean, even somebody can wear this in their as a necklace and as a pendant, kind of that. And copper is always used in India from the ancient times. You know, the copper and these brass utensils. We have in my grandmother's house all the utensils of copper and brass, and even these elements of green, blue embedded in them. You know, and these crystallines mostly are made of aragonite or many other earth crystals are also used. So this is what I know about this, and I also have this type of crystal in my house, but I have given it to somebody because of her need. But these are very common in India, you know. Andreas?
Yep,
Is
I'm here.
Yes, that was it is familiar, so I wanted to say that. Thank you for giving me the platform to say. Thank you, Andreas.
Okay, so keep that in mind here. And now we're going to switch to the camera here. You can see now my camera.
Yes.
This should actually move. Does it run fluidly? Now it's good.
Just a minute. I have to make it,
it should work
spotlighted here to keep it on for everyone. Oops.
Can you see now this kind of sun?
Yes.
Okay, so usually what we perceive as the sun is something that is just giving. And as far as most of us know by now, everything that gives also receives. And I think this is a very good, it's actually just a GIF, like some pictures moving together in a loop. So this shows that everything that shines basically takes also. So we have the integration of the giving and the taking in this animation here. So we are still going in an abstract way here. Now, when we take a picture of the moon, this is basically a full moon somewhere in the winter time. I hope you can see that there is more to it than just a circle. Can anyone see this kind of cube inside?
Yes, yeah, I can see it.
If you distance yourself a bit from the picture, you will see it more clearly, most likely. So what I want to show you with this is that we just need that kind of source, and then we need the structure to build something, but this is contained in that light here. So it can expand and contract at the same level. Now back to Earth. We had last week this, sorry. We have this here as just the sun. It's somewhere like yesterday, sun going down. So we see that the sun is shining. It looks like it's shining through the things. And we see all that different colors that is spreading in some sort of order, but we can't really see it as a structure yet. And when we remember that in every single existence, that would be the source. I made this video here. It will slow down shortly. I would like to stop right here. So imagine you have that UFO shape that I showed you in the beginning. This crystal doesn't mean to be hard. It can be liquid or even plasmatic state. So we have this source, and this source can magnify itself. It would be exactly what I show you here. So the light can penetrate, depending on the intensity, every level of matter. So now when the light is going reduced, I want you to imagine that this light is coming from this metal bar inside. So it means that in this metal bar here, there is also a light, or if we exchange the light for consciousness, it would mean everything that is around you or inside of you is in some way or another conscious. The more conscious it becomes, the more it will shine through. And at that level where it shines through the whole picture, so the picture becomes one, just white, bright light. So from this unity, we have to go backwards and put the candle in every single molecule or atom or plasma. So that would be the fractalized particle of the consciousness or the source or the origin, you name it. Now, what we have as a mission or as a wish for all of us is the global peace, meaning if we can integrate everyone on this planet into this light, we would be all equal. Agree?
Yes.
So we need to bring that light out of the people, and that would be the giving part. As we are trained and raised up through so many conditions, we are usually prone to consume or be dependent on whatever, would it be food, sport, work, emotions, people. So we are basically attached in so many ways in that matter state because we relate our experience only to the matter state. So in this video here, we would basically see that bar. So we focus on being the bar instead of what is inside and basically contains every kind of structure as we saw in the first video. If this is true, it means that every one of us has at least two sides. One that would be physical, so your exterior or your shape or your car or your body, you name it. And then we would have a spirit or a soul. Now, since this, whatever, God particle or source is in every single piece, even as small as we don't see it, it could be part of a light ray or of this metal bar here. So it's actually a collection spread all over the place. Now, if we could manage to make this on an individual level, to basically bring your body into one bubble of light or just one unity, you would need to define what is that one or that unity. So if you want to choose to be healthy, you would just be instantly healthy as you choose to manifest the health. by not consciously knowing what we are doing, since we grow up, we learn more and more of most of it we don't really need. So we rely on the matter state more and more. And we forgot the potential that we have. Everyone, even the singlest plant or tree or animal, even the air would contain some sort of consciousness. And we see that in the plasma or in the plasma fields. So to bring everyone to a global peace, it also means, it would mean that every cell in your inside of your body would follow the same goal. And either we can do it now on an individual level, that someone basically could bring out the light out of oneself, or as in the history we have in so many stories that some people might have achieved that. The coverage of that knowledge got more deep and more wide. So it seems like we are just lost in the dark. We have no knowledge of the light anymore. And so I guess that this is mainly the part of us as Mojans, and as here everyone at the Keshe Foundation, and also everyone that is looking for exactly this knowledge, that what you look out for is already inside of you. So we don't need time or anything, we just need to look or to feel closely. Now, if we bring out the light, it means your spirit will go over the border of your body, and that would be, as we know, the aura that is more or less visible, depending on the level of focus that you could see, or actually you are denying to yourself to not see. So imagine every single cell in your body has this light source. Now you try to make a phone call to every single one of these cells. If there are smaller pieces, even call them. So basically we unite the planet as an example, as every body of us already inside of ourselves. And the more people can achieve that, the more harmonious the music will become here on this planet. Does that make any sense to someone or no one?
Absolutely. Thank you, Andreas. It was a lovely description.
So yeah, please.
I was going to say the thing that Mr. Keshe said one time. Forget who it was that asked him, "Oh, Mr. Keshe, what is the secret?" And he said, "The secret is in your brain." So we have to go inside for the secret. It's not an external thing that we seek.
I also say, my dear Andreas, thank you so much for this beautiful presentation. This is so soulful, so with the hearts, and you know, as the sun, we say, shines, it comes through from within. And we have, if we understand that within, we can understand the heartbeat of the universe. So this is very soulful. You know, you can see with the sunlight, all the structures are coming out. You know, I was a sunraiser in 2012. You know, I used to gaze the sun, and I seen this geometrical pattern in the sky with my naked eye. You know, there's so much, and as you see that this light is structuring itself and coming out You are so truthful. This is very true. And this is why we are now in communication with the dynamic fields of the universal creator or universal community. Thank you. And many crystals are used, many forms of elements are used, but then it comes to us from within. The key is from within, as Andreas said, that we are from within and there is outside, and the within is the plasma being we are. We can be a connector. Very, very beautiful, always. And it is so natural, we have experienced it a lot of time. The sun shines like a way we see it, even in a physical way or in a soulful way, in the way. And the rays, if you say these are straight rays, no, these are whirling through our soul to another soul. So this is how the interaction comes. So thank you, Andreas, again. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Let me add a little bit more meat to the bone. Now I'm gonna draw a little bit. So as we know, this structure of water, I think this is perspectively wrong. Imagine that you saw the last image of the sun, and now you put the H inside. Because this is the energetic part, and the oxygen is that what contains. And if you imagine that this might be your skin, then you would have at least one or many more suns inside of you. And the more you connect them all together in your side, the more radiant they become and shine out. And so as this is oxygen here, I don't have to explain you how you gather oxygen by just breathing. We can go a bit further, as too many of us don't really have a healthy breath or breathing method anymore. We usually just breathe too short or too subtle. It means that try to contain as much of this energy inside of you just through breathing. So breathe and hold until you saturate your body with oxygen, which logically means that you contain or you actually gather more of the H particles. And as some just mentioned in the chat, if we can see the sun outside and we know that we have the sun already in here, it means that this here is just a reflection. So we have a big sun in the in our solar system, and we have small suns everywhere. So we don't need that sun here because we have the sun already here. And so many, and if we gather them together, they will become much stronger than they are when they are separate. And this is, in my understanding, the way to go, that we basically contain everyone on this planet as a family. And that means already the same for your body. And if we gather this energy, we need to relax the body here so that the matter state needs to be relaxed. Through the relaxation, we basically can go out with the sun here and travel as a soul, where the body still remains. The biggest fear we have is, this looks in the casual way, a lot of like dying. So you go back to where you came from. As much as I understand by today, between the state of the soul and the state of the matter here, there is much to learn. And the key would be that you understand what you are or what you're containing, and that everything that is around you is basically also inside of you. So going out and want to whatever cover the sun that it's not so hot in the summer is the same mistake as going putting outside to blame someone, where already you can fix everything inside of yourself. We usually take the perspective of a very human way. So we integrate, if we talk about global peace, we mainly think about the people, but there are many more than just the people. And if we are all one in the consciousness, so if everyone has a little star or a little sun inside that can be gathered, we basically see that we are not so different. So the truth of the oxygen and the energy connection, so the H twice here and one O gives you the water, and we are mostly water. So we basically will have this and a little bit of C and maybe some N, some N. And the O is that contains everything. That's the drawing of today. Can you follow? Can you follow my explanation?
Yes, yes, we followed your explanation. Very beautiful indeed. That yes, you have said the key is from within us. You know, in the darkness of the night, sometimes the most beautiful flower blooms. It has been experienced, and the most fragrant flower blooms, where there is no sun, but there is always a sun from inside you. So that is the beautiful and the darkness, beauty of the darkness of the night, that all the beautiful flowers, the most fragrant flowers come out, and all the stars start twinkling. And I always said, okay, there should be night for more than 7 days. And can I see the stars most twinkling? And it twinkles. And can I see the flowers most fragrant? And the most fragrant flowers I experience. You know, in the dark of the night, in the Himalayan region, there is a flower we here call Brahma Kamal, associated with Brahma, the creator, as we say in the Vedas. And this comes after 12 years, and it always flowers at night. And there's a beautiful fragrance all over the region, you know, because of these flowers. And we have experienced that in many ways. And I will say you have explained it beautifully. And without the darkness of the night, we cannot understand the radiance of the sun, because you know we can see the inner earth experience we have, like the oceans and the whales going deep down, and the luminescent creatures under the sea. How they get they have no sun, access to sun. They are deep in the dark of the water. How they do that? They just understand the sun, and they just understand the radiance of the sun. So this is why they shine from within themselves. So that is what my point of view, my dear. But thank you for your explanation. It is very beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have, we have an attendee with a hand up here. Should we address that, or do you want to wait till the questions section?
No, we should address.
We should
Yes,
pick
there
it up.
should be.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Andres, or Andres. If you would like to go ahead, you can now open your microphone.
Yes, hello. Thank all. I'm very happy to be here doing the translation for the Hispanic group. I'd like to say something. Maybe we feel a lot that we should help out everyone, or at least the people that we have near. Somehow we see, as Stephanie spoke recently, we see hunger, we see war, we see a lot of trouble, and sometimes we try in a despair way to help as we can. Sometimes we see the world as kind of unfair of what's happening, but I think as Shweta says, darkness is important to value the light. Light only makes sense when we have darkness. So maybe we're not going to help all people. We're not going to change everything, because we have to be aware that everyone has its own experience. They're learning also through hunger and through war as well. But in a certain way, if we achieve the knowledge we have inside and the love we can share to others, and if we let others see the love that shines from inside of us, that's gonna impact a lot of people. At least we're not going to change the whole world, but I think that it's important for others to see what we have inside, what we feel, and what we are creating and changing as a whole, as a community. And we're gonna encourage people to join this change and this revolution. But however, I think we may not despair to seeing a lot of trouble that's happening now. But I think it's enough to know that we are happy, that we live in love, that we are part of a community that's improving itself every day as a whole. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Andreas. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Very beautiful. Thank you.
Any question about Mehran? Is there anyone have any question or something want to share about Mehran?
Sweater, hi, it's Dean here. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course, my dear Dean. I can hear you. Yes.
Andreas, Stefania, all of the guys, just thank you very much for a beautiful presentation. So this is Dean, Universal Council support for the Universal Community Council. When I listen to those words and I listen to this presentation, it reminds me of experiences you see all around you. If we are a sun, and we have many suns within us, we have this energy transfer flow that we can use within every aspect and every moment that we breathe. And so we can literally breathe life into every cell in our body. We've just been told that we can do this by slowing everything down, creating a space gap where the energy flows, which is exactly what we do with this technology, with this knowledge, we come to understand that the flow of the energy is between the atoms. And then once you go into the atom and you split the atom, not in physically as in damaging it, I mean as in going deeper in on a subatomic level, we understand that that again has massive space gaps, and it's the energy flow between. Just changing the thought process just slightly, there are many people and many situations that we put ourselves in for an experience. So when we try to, or when we give to others unconditionally, we top up their energy. We give the surplus energy that we have to another. We give unconditionally. If that particular entity, sun, energy pack, field strength, has the ability to, or the need to experience this free-flowing condition of giving, they will receive the energy that they require in the moment. And each and every single one of us can do this with the thought and interaction in this very moment. It's all choice. And if we're all one and everything outside of us is really within us, then all the situations we see around us, this, trying to think of the right word, this field strength that we have around us, we can directly influence with our thoughts and interactions. And when we become very close to this energy oneness, then we can start to filter out certain aspects of our creation. And I think, in fact, it's thinking is the problem. It's not the problem, but it's one of the aspects of being conscious in a form with a analytical thought process for a condition in the brain. The soul sits in the middle of the brain and is in a plasmatic condition. It has energy, that space gap, complete space gap. The matter state is the brain matter around the sun that's created in the condition, the environment that we're in, that gives us the matter state on this beautiful blue planet. So when we learn to interact, or when we experience the plasma and we tap into the plasma, we can change our realities and our experiences dramatically. And it is a conscious thought depending upon the individual, the sun, the thought aspect of the being, the soul, in the position that they take in the moment, in this precise moment. So each and every single one of you has the conscious ability to be a mojon. You are a mojon. You're actually a spaceship right in this very moment. You're on a spaceship and you are a spaceship. You're a sun. You have galaxies all around you. You have universes within you. So it's just that connection, that deep connection back to the understanding of what we've just been taught in the presentation. So thank you very much, Mojons. It's been a pleasure. I'm sure we will all be contacting and being together as one in a very short moment, in this moment. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Sweta. Thank you all.
Thank you, my dear. So it is. Thank you. Rick, if there is no question for Mojan, we can for today, I think. Then we can go to the next slide where there is Yes, this is about bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. Please do, my dear ones, share what you need to share. Share the love, have an advice or guidance, please do. Welcome, my dear ones.
Okay, we did have James with a hand up here. I think he wanted to say something maybe from the last slide, but now is a good time. James, would you like to go ahead?
Let's try this. Yes, can you hear
Hello?
me now? Yeah,
Yes.
can you hear me? Okay.
Yes,
So,
we hear you. If you could say who you are and where you're from, that'd be great.
This
Thanks.
is James Veenstra from the United States. There's a lot of talk about, spiritual awareness and all this stuff, but a lot of us are not quite up to that level. What does Mr. Keshe say that we need to do in order to raise our souls to a higher level so that we can do this?
If you want, I can answer this.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, James. He said many things we can do, very, very simple in everyday life. So one very simple thing is to everyone says this. So one very, very simple things, if you can find peace inside you. So that one, can make a lot of change. So for example, if each one of us find peace inside themselves, already you find peace all around the world. And this is very simple. So it means like every choice you make every day, small or big, there are certain things that they are beneficial to you and beneficial to others. So you not just have a me, but you also start to also think about you and the collective. So this can be one thing. Or he talked a lot about the unconditional giving, no? Really understand what does it mean give unconditionally, no? So something that I'm learning because I think I didn't get there yet.
Mm-hmm.
When he talked like when you give, it's like the conditional giving or conditional love. He said the love is the strongest fields in the universe. If you took away the word love and you stay with the fields, when you give unconditionally, means you're creating a fields that from you go into the universe, and that it's magnetical. And as we know, in the universe, there are some fixed laws. They always work, no matter what. And one law that we know is that the fields always balance each other's. So if you've been giving, it's like you're starting an engine, an invisible engine, where then because the fields in the universe balance themselves out, then you will receive. So the gravitational fields from the universe down. And usually what you would receive, it will be related to something you wish. That's why it's very important to also have a clear wish, a clear vision. So one thing you can do, very simple, everyone can do, is in the morning, you pretend like you won a lottery, and you think inside you that everything it's possible. You can everything is possible. So you got a blank paper, and you start to have a vision of the world. For you, it's what you would do if you won a lottery, what you would do if you can do everything that you want to do, no? So you will start to create this vision inside your head. That doesn't cost anything, and something can everyone can do, no? And then at the physical level, you learn how to just give unconditionally. So it means that we're not anymore lost in arguing from one another of looking for a confrontation or compare, but you just do your best, and you help yourself, help your neighbors, help people around you. You just find this balance around you. Yeah. So I think this is my opinion of what Mr. Keshe said that we can do. What do you think about that?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think it's very good. But if we could expand on it a little bit more, regarding the 24 commandments and the KSWs that they were in, I think it's 274, 275, Mr. Keshe gives some more details. If one makes a very strong desire to apply the 24 commandments, I feel better doing it, okay? And a lot of the little problems tend to go away. And whenever you get in communication with people, you really have nothing that they would object to that you've done if you followed the 24 commandments, okay? Whenever you start doing this, I find that I've elevated myself just by forcing this in and correcting anything that I did wrong against the 24 commandments. Also, whenever you give freely, I found that the more that I feed from the different plasmatic fields, that whenever I give freely to somebody, they are more loving, more attention, more flowing to me, that whenever I can do this, it works a lot better. And it's interesting the first few times I did it, okay? So, and as far as the individual self, what happened to me, I used to have dreams of fighting, and I stopped that, and I feel a lot better not dreaming of fighting, okay, or not thinking about fighting, which was an interesting effect, okay? So as we all try to get better and try to improve, there are certain things that we can do to help ourselves. And you may want to review the 24 commandments in the lectures, in the KSWs. I know that there was a private lecture on this about a year or so ago. For those students, you can review that. But but I agree with what you said as well. Thank you.
We can bring it up in the next teaching. If you prepare them, we can bring it up.
Yeah, I know, but I would like Mr. Keshe's permission to go in it, because it conflicts with other people's religious beliefs on the 10 Commandments a little bit, and he may not want that discussed too well. But yeah, I mean, hopefully I can. I'll be on Thursday's lectures, and I can ask him if it's okay, and I can compile it. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, definitely. Mr. Keshe always said, be good, do good, think good. So, all the 5 pillars, especially now in this period, present time, integrity, don't do to others what you want to be done to you. Not stealing. There are a lot of these are very, actually, I think in this present time, they really come, I don't know if come to shine, or they really come out now. You can see now very clearly how this principle, they stand up.
Yes.
And yeah, so they yeah, I think they're very essential. Yeah.
I know I asked Mr. Keshe a few months ago if the 24th commandment had been released. He said it had, but it's for us to find out, which is interesting. And I don't know if it'd be appropriate to have a public discussion on that, but I think I know what it is, but we can go from there. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't know if anyone want to add anything.
I would like, hello, Stephanie. I would like just to add that to elevate our soul is synonym to get the true knowledge, to get the truth, to understand the truth of the creation. This is for me the synthesis of all what Mr. Keshe taught us. And I would like to inform you that in my last lesson teaching, I mean for my Romanian community, the subject was about C14, carbon 14. And together we realize that between our interior universe, which is a microcosmos, and the macrocosmos, the big unicos, it is not difference. And this C14, carbon 14, just makes the connection. This is a common denominator. Even we have carbon 12 in our body, this behaves like carbon 14. And maybe this is a proof that we are the reflection of the big universe. We, the micro universe, and we are the reflection of the creator. Also, Mr. Keshe last time in North American said that this carbon 14 hides a secret. And maybe we can find together this secret in ourselves, as Rick said, in order to cope with these problems from these nuclear plants from Ukraine. They have 7 plants, and they ask also our foundation to help. I am very near, and 3 days ago, I just feel very, very sick. I feel these radiations. I think that some radiation are leaking from not only from this nuclear plant, but from the military, all these military, how do you call, capabilities which Russia and Ukraine use it. They create a lot of radiation which are not so good for health. So it's compulsory to expand our knowledge and teach people how can protect themselves from this radiation, utilizing the shield, utilizing this carbon 14. I don't know. I'm asking international community of knowledge seekers, Mr. Keshe, and all the leaders to be aware of what we can do for the planet and protect the human beings and all beings on this planet. This is the request from my Romanian community. I speak today as their voice, that for us is very important first to protect against this radiation, and if we can do something to annihilate this nuclear threats. I don't know how yet. Maybe you know better, maybe Mr. Keshe knows better, but we have to learn, all of us, and together to stop these big threats for the humanity at the soul level and also in physicality. I don't know how it works better, but I think that at the soul level, we can do here at the Universal Council level. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Salomia. I don't know if Mr. Keshe is here. I don't know, Rick, if you see Mr. Keshe here. I don't know, because I cannot see the participant.
Can I add to that? Hello.
But he spoke on the North American teaching, and he said it's already been done with Fukushima. So the radioactive fields can be contained in a healthy way through the plasma technology. So we have the power to do something. So I don't know if it's Mr. Keshe here and want to expand on it. I cannot see the participant.
No, he's not here right now.
Okay. And I don't know if you heard. Did you were present in the North American teaching, Rick or Mark, or anyone?
Yes, I have been.
Stephanie. So you heard Mr. Keshe when he talked about Fukushima, that in the past they already done that. They managed to contain the radiation by using the plasma technology. So it's just now it's a matter that now that they consider this offer from Mr. Keshe and the Keshe Foundation. And obviously what we can do at the soul level, I remember Mr. Keshe, he said that the power in us is unimaginable. And we are like G8, G5, G10, we have to just spread the plasma as much as we can and work at the soul level 24/7. This is my opinion on what we can do. I don't know if anyone wants to add anything else.
I think James wanted to say something here, perhaps.
Yeah, what people doesn't realize with these anti-tank weapons, they're using a form of radiation that's kind of been used up, but whenever they hit the target, they kind of splatter and spread that radiation. So the power plants may not be leaking, or the bombs may not be releasing, but those projectiles that have hit targets will be leaking radiation, okay? Also, in certain areas like the Middle East, they have enough radioactive materials on the ground, natural, that the dust gives radiation. And as much as every 7th to 8th dust storm that comes through the Middle East will set off the radiation detectors. Just additional information now, the US usually tries to clean up all this stuff after the war is over. But in the meantime, yeah, sorry about that. You guys have been exposed a little bit. Thank you.
I want to say something that, yes, there's alarm, there's a damage, there's a nuclear threat. And when the bombardment on Afghanistan, they change the living into dirt. When there's bombardment in Syria, in all that war zones, they say, this is a cowardly thing they do. But when that was happening, we were enjoying parties. So I will say that, yes, as Salomia said, that we have to be aware in the level of consciousness to understand how we can stop in a way, in peace, doing all these things to enhance all the souls of the leaders. Those who have done gruesome works before also, they cannot do now. And I will say the war, it is actually not a war. And if an enemy should have the courage also to begin a war. So these are cowardly people using all population, always. As we have to be aware of that, and we have to be kind to ourselves and others too. And the most poisonous thing is when you stand beside abusive person, like that, and we have been through all this from eons. So this is what we interact with the poison. And how do we deal with it? It is upon you. That is the key. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sweta. I remember from, do you remember, Rick, when Mr. Keshe went to Fukushima and he done live, there was like videos of the workshop, knowledge seeker workshop, where he was going live, and he showed the student, Japanese student, that made CO2 and then CuO, copper oxide, and he mixed it on the polluted, I think CuO she used, and he mixed the copper oxide guns they prepare in the Zenzano, and she was with Teco, and she put the CuO into the contaminated water, contaminated soil, and contaminated rice. And after 15 minutes, this was the length of the machine of Teco to make the test of see how much improvement the CuO made on the contaminated water, land, and rice. And I remember everyone come out screaming, ah! Because everything was reduced 60%. And I remember Mr. Keshe said, oh my God, if we already done 60% of reduction of contamination, we can clean up all the site in before you leave. And these are the stuff we make in at home, this cup 1 and cup 2. And these are the things that Mr. Keshe teaching for free to us, plus the Maghreb, plus all the reactor. So we got a lot on our hands. If we all put in the plasma into the ground and every Sunday spray, we don't know. We don't know what we can do. We don't know the change we can make. No, so we underestimate what we can do. We got a real power here between the soul, between the ganses, between everything of this technology that we learned so far. Even just all of us, just us, if we all together from now, we just spray 24 hours and put in the water the guns and just spread it out. Give it away. You don't know what we can do. What do you think? Do you remember that, Rick?
Oh, yes, sure. That was, there's a special workshop on Fukushima. I think it was around the beginning of the knowledge seekers workshops.
Yes, KSW5, KSW4, right in that area, you'll find the work of the Fukushima.
Yeah, so we don't know what we can do. There are many of us, everyone doing the same stuff that this little lady was used to decontaminate the Fukushima ground. We all doing it at home. We will all have it in our house. Yeah, so I think we underestimated what we are doing, and we have to just keep going, and we will see the changes.
Hi, Stefania. Hi, everybody. Thank you for those comments. Can I quickly, it's Dean here again. Can I quickly just make a comment, some comments that the Fukushima and everything, the radioactive materials were turned into monoatomic something else. And within our structure, we spoke about the mojons earlier on, and we spoke about the consciousness of all being one, and we spoke about being a sun. And when the sun creates fields and they interact with another field, they rub together, creating a friction. This is what we call, on this planet, we call it the rubbing together of the fields with the earth, the light.
and it creates matter state. So with our thoughts and intentions, when we focus on something, we create. A thought and an intention are very, very powerful field strengths, far beyond sometimes our, not our understanding, because I think many people understand this now. I think it's our awakening to the fact of our incredible conscious abilities when we put our focus and our attention and we put it in one direction, or we open ourselves up to the totality and spread and let it emanate from us as a sun does. The sun is constant. It never changes. It's always there. Even on a cloudy day, the sun is the same. It's constantly shining. And it creates conditions. The sun inside us, the sun within, when we allow it and we concentrate with it, we can dictate, we can create other matter state conditions. So my point really is, when we, like the situations that are happening around the world at the moment, when we all focus there, we add to that energy. Whether we intentionally want to give beauty or whatever it is we intend to give, by connecting with it, we add to it. So when we connect the other way, when we actually connect with what the things that are beautiful to us, whatever they are for each individual, then you connect in a different way. So instead of connecting with, we spoke about those certain items that man has manifested to use against man. We don't focus on that. We don't go to that position. I know it's there. I know we have to deal with it. But if we focus our thoughts and intentions on the aspect of elevating the man that made that condition, or the man that made that tool, then we're going to the plasmatic condition, and we're creating a different field strength. We always go to the positive, and we always create in the right way. If we stay in the negative, we stay in the negative. And we need in this moment to concentrate as a collective, as one, to bring about this change, within each and every single one of us, which is one. We're all mojons. So in this very moment, we can create this reality, we can create this thought right from where you are, right in this very moment. You're so much more powerful than you're led to believe. And there it is, a belief system. So believe in yourself, understand the beauty that is within you, and release it. Release that field strength, create the change, be the change, you are it. Don't rely on everybody else to stop things, to change things. It's you, within you, in this very moment, which is all of us, which is the collective, which is us as a conscious being, a conscious soul, connected to everything in every moment. So be aware of your the strength that you have within you. It is unlimited, and that's the beauty of it. It's unlimited. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Stefano.
Excellent pep talk there, Dean. Thank you.
Yeah, so yeah, it was a bit of a pep talk. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's not. Don't be sorry. It's a spiritual pep talk that helps to elevate others, because you touch on some very prime, essential ideas.
Yeah, it's deep within us, and when we all the GANs. Let's go into the analogy of the reactors. So the reactors, we're talking about the nuclear reactors. What is a nuclear reactor? It has a core, and it creates from this centralized sun, from this position, and it creates then matter state and other conditions around it. So if we are that condition, if we have the GANs are that we initiate with our thoughts and intentions to bring about applications that aid and enhance our well-being, that enhance our environment, our the conditions that we would like to experience. that GANS is as a consciousness, as a soul. So we connect with the soul of those GANSes, and then we come to the position of we are GANS. We know it's within us. It's what we're made of. It's the elements of carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen in the atmosphere that's all around us, that is part of us. It's our very own structure. So when we start to connect and understand that, yes, we can do it in a matter state. We can do it in very physical terms, and we can make applications and things. But the real beauty of it is when you go to the next level, and you go to the plasmatic level, you become the sun, and then you start radiating out, and you start giving unconditionally. Even just thought, even that's the wrong word. Thoughts, one of the most incredibly powerful field strengths there is within you from your very core. And when you emanate that out, and when you give unconditionally with just a thought to elevate others, you're creating such incredible fields that trigger field strengths within others that create emotions of love and beauty and elevate not only yourself but others as well. And then this position that we spoke about earlier on changes. We no longer concentrate on all the things that we allow to be, when we can allow it to be whatever we require it to be. And when we understand the field strength within us, it can change in an instant for each and every one of us. So sorry, Rick, there's another pep talk there. I'll leave it there. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, that's a good point. And I'd also like to point out a recent medical fact of what is the largest organ of the body. And it ties in with the idea that we don't have any water actually inside of our body. If you cut yourself, does water pour out? And does water come out of any of our orifices? Not really. And that largest organ is what's called the interstitial fluid of the body. It's the stuff that's in between all of the cells of the body. It is that plasma field, basically, that's in between all the particles or all the entities that are involved, similar to the nanoparticles, the nano copper that we create has the gaps, as you like to call them, Dean, the gaps in between. Well, that's what the interstitial fluid is. It is all the gaps in between all of the cells of the body. And that fluid is the GANS that runs through our body. It's an information highway that connects all the cells of the body. And we can access that.
You could call it the ether of your body.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it, John. And so it connects not in a linear way, but you can connect with all of the cells of your body instantly at one time, just by using your attention and going inward and just wishing to do that. Or you can focus on one particular organ of the body and activate that if you wish to, and so on. So it's the interstitial fluid is the information highway of the body. It is the thing that connects everything else. The same as space is what connects all the planets and stars and everything else. Or, the ocean is what connects all the fish together in a way. Something to think about. You can look it up, interstitial fluid. Most doctors don't even know about it yet, but it's been written into their knowledge in the last, I think, 2 or 3 years. Largest organ of the body. Okay, anybody else have any questions or comments here?
Thank you, my dear Rick, for this sharing. This is beautiful sharing indeed, and this is the way space also works, as you said. This is the beautiful thing you said. Thank you very much.
It's Dean here again. Can I quickly just say then, so the Universal Council uses the conditions of the matter state to bring peace and beauty with their thoughts and intentions. We make wishes. We make intentions to give into the environment, to give to other conditions, to give into other field strength, other fluids, other positions of fields that interact with other fields, the filtering process. And this doesn't only touch the matter state, it touches the plasmatic state, the suns, and then that radiates out. And so the conditions and the thoughts and wishes have no limitation. They don't have, there's not a barrier, there's not there's no border. So a thought from myself to you doesn't stop at a nation's border. It carries straight across, as it would carry straight across the planet and on out into the solar system, the galaxies, the universe, and so forth. The only thing that may stop it is another field strength, is another thought, and then there would be an interaction of the suns. And so when we use the wishes to bring about thoughts and intentions to aid and elevate, we can create new conditions that bring about the peace that the planet has in this very moment. And we've been told, and we've experienced through Mr. Keshe, that it only takes one to initiate this thought to bring about a change. And if one, as we've heard in the Mojons, is all of us, we just need to tap in and connect. And then we have this peace in this moment.
I think it's interesting in relation to the 5+1 and the minutes of silence that we've dedicated to that, and people around the world putting forth their wish for peace and resolution of that there seems to have come a very interesting offshoot of all that, which is, first of all, it seems like Iran has gotten their wish to have their sanctions removed. And this is good news for the world, actually, because it'll be less of a cause of friction, and Iran will become more accepted into the world and so on. And they're being readily accepted right now by the US, because, strangely enough, because the US is cutting off from Russian oil, which is a large percentage of the oil that to the Western world. They're looking for alternate sources. And one of the best sources right now is Iran. So strangely enough, the US is looking for help from Iran to support their oil addiction right now. And or else they're going to be in big trouble. The price of oil is going to go right through the roof, and that usually means the government is under pressure from the population, and it could, be the end of the government under those circumstances. So there's a lot of pressure right now for the U.S. government to accept Iranian oil, which is completely contrary to the last 10 years of their negotiations and all the sanctions they've been doing and so on. So we're in a very interesting position in many ways. The pressure from Ukraine and Russia has changed the orientations of the allegiances around the world. And it's such an excellent opportunity for the plasma technology to come through. You know, we don't know what's going to happen in the next while, but it could be that the Western world turns away from oil and accepts the plasma technology as a way to start generating power and doing all the things that we can do with plasma. And it might, you know, be an opportunity to change away from oil. But in the short term, the U.S. is really desperate for more oil, and they're looking toward who used to be their enemies for virtually anybody that can supply them. And of course, Canada is also in the middle of all that. And all of a sudden, all the people that were climate people are now saying, well, perhaps we should open up our oil fields because there's going to be a worldwide shortage. So we live in interesting times. There's big changes happening. And I think our wishes and our efforts to elevate others is working. It's part of the big picture of the changes that are going on this planet. And it is amazing how fast things are happening. And it's maybe a bit on the edge. It's very edgy right now with the world situation. But there's such an opportunity now for the changes that really need to take place. And it's affecting all dimensions of our living. And I think we're going to come out way better in the end.
Apparently, there's going to be a lot of shortage of wheat. Ukraine and Russia, which are big exporters of wheat, are not going to comply with their exporting contract.
It's hard to hear you there, John. Your microphone's kind of.
Sorry, I thought I was in my other computer. No, there's going to be a shortage of wheat. Ukraine and Russia have said they're not going to export any wheat. So there's going to be a hell of a shortage. They're one of the 3 big exporters of wheat in the world.
Yep. Well, there might be a lot of people that cure themselves of gluten allergies then from the lack of wheat and be a lot healthier. It's about 10% of the population have severe allergies to wheat and don't even know it. So there could be hidden benefits and all that. And it's, again, an opportunity for the plasma technology to shine, because what's happening now is the fertilizers from Russia will not be accessible. And this is what the North America relies on, and other countries rely on those Russian fertilizers for the agricultural industry. And now they're talking about having to go back to organic and using natural ways of generating fertilizer, which again is an excellent opportunity for the plasma technology to be accepted.
Rick, yes. Thank you. Sorry, Stefania, can I just quickly say, Rick, thank you for that, because it seems to me that the more that these conditions expand of taken away, as you said, the more that the plasma and the knowledge comes forward to fill into this, the energy flows into it. So the more that it takes, the more we give, and we receive back even more. So
exactly,
it's one of the laws that Stefania was speaking about, the law of the universe. When you give more, you receive more. So by taking, they're actually aiding, or they are not they, not they. By taking, it's enhancing the condition of giving even more. And so do it as, you know, and with our thoughts and intentions. If we go in the right direction and just give, it's going to bring about this new condition, this enhancement, much in this moment. Sorry to jump in there. Thank you. Thanks, Rick.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that I'm a student of the agriculture private teaching, and Gatwa proved many times that I don't know if he's here. He can say himself, but he doesn't use any fertilizer. He reduced the cost. It doesn't use any manure. It doesn't use any animal. When you use it, I don't know how to say for the animal to fertilize the land. It doesn't use all that. It just uses plasma. So his annual cost has reduced quite a lot, as expensive, because it doesn't need any more fertilizer. And he also increased the production and the weights of what is grown. At the moment, it does weeds, and it does also pineapple. So it's really, I agree with what you just said. You create condition, without knowing, we're creating condition to introduce more plasma.
Yeah, just a few days ago, the governments had no reason to want to go to that system, because they make tons of money off the fertilizers and that whole system. And plus the companies involved have it all wrapped up and have their systems that have been, gone through the court system and gone through the legislative system to establish all the rules and regulations, and they own that sphere. But when things are all upset all of a sudden, and the food prices could double in the next while, and that would make it very lucrative to bring in the plasma technology to reduce the costs involved for producing the food. And if you don't have the fertilizer, but you've got an alternative that you can make your own GANS products to replace the fertilizer, or at least replace part of it, then bingo, it's a win-win situation for the farmers, who will be desperately looking for alternatives, as well as the governments will as well. And not to mention the people that are starving and would like to have some food on their plate. So yeah, good times for plasma technology. A lot of the systems we see a lot of destruction happening, but at the same time, there's many hidden gems within that destruction that we will have truth come to light in many ways, and be revealed through all the interactions that we see happening. And one thing we can always do is we can just put out our energy to elevate the souls of everyone involved to get to the next level in the best way we can. Sorry, go ahead.
No, he also showed from his statistics that increase the production as well. So you make more now he does pineapple testing, and he's increased a lot the production and the weights and the test. He tests with the plasma water and plasma GANs, the things that we all learning, or that we all be learning for free every Thursday, that everyone can do. He managed to also have much heavier in weights, and much taste, and increase the production as well of the pineapple and the grains. Yes, so the applications are endless, and he also have a lot of successful with the smell, because he's got a little farm, and he just feed all his animal with plasma, so you can apply in many ways, and it's very cheap to make. So he really already saved quite a bit of money yearly. So yes. So it's all good. I see it like when in the bones, because I when I study the body, you got some cell who break down the bonds, and then you got others who build up the new bonds. So I see all this issue, the breaking down what we don't need, and we introduce things that works and things that we need, something like that.
See that Gatwa says in the chat, thank you, Stefania. True what you said. Plasma works. My microphone has terrible noise, so I won't speak. Best wishes. Okay, well, I'm thinking we should probably wrap things up here. We've gone quite a bit longer than usual, but a lot of good things were said and needed to be said, I think. Is there anything else that needs to be said?
Rick, hi, it's Dean again. Can I just quickly make a comment on the agricultural side? That I know that with these, the GANs, gas in a nano-solid state, that when you place these around in certain configurations, you can greatly enhance the yield of our vertical frames. So we're effectively changing the environment that they flourish in. And so we bring the plants and the environment into a balanced condition, and this allows the plants to flourish on a matter state condition, on a soul elevation. Remember, all souls are equal, and all are plasmas, and all are like mini suns within the cellular structure. And we have a big sun that we look at and gaze at, but that sun is also within the structure on a mini scale from micro to macro. And so when you place the GANSes and with intention in certain environments in certain ways, as I said, you can greatly enhance the yield of the agricultural and in many benefits. And you can also bring about a condition where the seeds themselves come back to the origin of what they were originally were and are, without any of the environmental conditions that have slightly changed their structure. So just by using the GANs, we can initiate them back to the origin, and that is a very big thing. And so the plasma in many different applications, particularly in agriculture, in this essence that we're speaking about, has huge implications across the whole of the planet. And the structure of taking away is going to enhance this plasmatic condition greatly. So we look forward to that. Thank you, Rick. Thank you all.
Rick, if there is no question, can we go to the next slide quickly? Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. And this is the contact of the UC Universal Council members active. Please do contact with all your love, your hearts and souls. Thank you so much. And we can move to the next slide, my dear Rick. Yes, this is what I'm going to read. We are here to serve, not to be served. The Universal Council. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you for being here. Salam, namaste, salute.
Just to finish off, Jefferson said if we can bring up just a wish of Ukraine and Russia, but I don't know where it is. I don't know if we have it ready.
Dean, sorry, it's Dean here again. Stefan, I didn't. We're going to have to make the wish. Can you remember? Let's make the wish between us all now for the Ukraine and this position that's happening on the planet, that we bring it back to a peaceful state, and we bring it in peace in this very moment. And we aid. The Universal Council has made many wishes and conditions for the peace on the planet, and particularly to the IAEA. And we've wished and elevated the souls. And so in this very moment, we extend that.
Can you read it? It's on the. Can you read it? It's on the screen.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Okay, so we, the Universal Council, give from our soul freely to the souls of all the Ukrainian brothers and sisters. Take what you need and be safe. We give from our soul to the soul of Putin and Z, to understand that war is not a solution, and there are plenty of beautiful things to achieve and nourish in this world. Let's focus. I've just got to wait for something to go off the screen because I just covered. Well, let's focus on celebrating life and its beauties and creating conditions for peaceful living. I am present.
Okay, I'm present.
I'm present.
I am present.
I am present. I'd just like to add to also give to the souls of the Russian side of the conflict as well, all the soldiers and those that are on the Russian end of things. They, from what I've seen, many of them are teachers and simply not actually soldiers in most of the groups. They were just called upon and didn't even know that they were going to invade Ukraine. So they need to also have our love and understanding and to have their souls considered as well in our wishes, I believe. So let's give to them as well.
Present. Thank you.
Sorry, just to say one last thing. So we are one family, and we all within a sphere, one cell, one from an atom to a universe, the same process, and we're all the same. And when we give more and we give unconditionally to our brothers and sisters, our family, then we receive more, and we love each and every single one. Exactly the same, regardless. Nationalities and creeds, colors it's just humanity. It's one race. It's one being, and we're all part of it. So we give unconditionally to the beauty of the field strength and the beauty of the knowledge of creation. Thank you all.
Okay, is there any other announcements other than we do have the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group coming up starting at 7 a.m. Central European Time. That's tomorrow, Wednesday, March 9th. People are welcome to bring their plasma replications or questions or concepts to be worked out with other knowledge seekers in that workshop. And what else do we have? Do we have Marie with Galactica?
TV Galactica.
TV Galactica, is that tonight?
At
11 p.m. Central European Time. And you can find that on TV Galactica in Facebook and YouTube. And that'll be about soul teachings with Marie and others from Brazil, I believe. Okay, I think that's it for now.
Yeah, we're gonna have the motion on tomorrow with the Brazilian group with Danilo, and in the evening. I think I don't remember if it was 8:30 or, but we're gonna put the link on the Telegram chat, and then on Thursday with the German group, I think is 7:30 p.m. You're gonna be there as well with the motion. Thank you. Just this.
Yeah. Thank you, Stefania. Thank you to all the Universal Council members for their presentations today and for being there in the background, supporting the world. And thank you everybody for attending today's 212th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. We also look forward to the Knowledge Seekers Workshop coming up at 9 a.m. Central European Time, as per usual, this Thursday, March 10th, coming up. And we'll see you at one of the public workshops. Okay, I'll go out with my favorite Spaceship video with the music, and we can have a little bit of clapping and dancing for our good luck at being alive. Bye, everyone.